Greetings from Savannah, Georgia, my favorite town in America. I've talked about Savannah several times before on my channel. If you've been subscribed for more than a year, you might have seen some of those videos. But yeah, I love coming to Savannah, especially in the fall because it's so picturesque. And it allows me, now living in Miami, it allows me to have like an authentic autumn experience in terms of the weather cooling down, seeing these big oak trees with the Spanish moss. Getting to do all of that without having to head all the way to the northeast. Savannah is like an hour from Miami by plane. So I love coming here, wanted to get away for a weekend and make a video while here. So I made videos before about gay dating in Savannah and different experiences I've had here. So I don't want to like beat a dead horse and do the same thing over and over. It's a small town in the South, but there is for sure a gay presence. You do see some rainbow flags here. I think there's a campiness to Savannah. It's this beautiful, lush, haunting, I would even say, town because of the Spanish moss dangling from the trees and the architecture, the regal sort of southern architecture of some of the houses here in the historic district. But there's also this strange, eccentric, campy side to this town. And typically when that happens, there ends up being a gay presence, right? There's also a very youthful energy here because there's a huge design school, Savannah College of Art and Design, SCAD. So anyway, for all those reasons, there is a gay presence here, but I want to talk about some other things. First off, I'm looking at some products I bought. Every time I come here, I have a to-do list of things I have to do. I have to go to Paula Deen's restaurant. Don't hate me, but it's so good. Southern cooking, like Southern food, fried chicken, like collard greens. I have to go, and it's an all-you-can-eat place. So I already went. And then I have certain stores I have to make a stop at. The main street here, even though it's not called Main Street, but like the main sort of shopping street that it's so Americana and old school, like what you think of if you grew up outside of the States, but like watch movies that show like a traditional American town. The main street here is very much like that. And so they have all these old school stores that I make sure to stop at. One of them is the Savannah Bee Company, and it's all honey and wax products. So look at the things that I bought. I want to show these things off. So a candle, it smells so good. Beeswax. And I love candles. So it's not like I don't have plenty as it is at home, but beeswax is just something different. And then all these honey-based products. So body lotion made with honey. Savannah Bee Company better like send me some free stuff, okay? Because of too much sunlight. There we go. There's too much sunlight coming in. And then like soaps and look, hand soap. Oh, made of honey. Oh, I love it. Honey spatula. Look at how cute this is. They have a million products. Obviously, they also sell honey, but that's like, I've been here so many times that I've gotten honey before. Now it's like time to step it up and get other products made of honey or beeswax. Then they have these cute soap stores here. Not soap stores, what am I saying? Like bath, you know, like Bath and Body Works type stores, but more, less like mega department store chain and more mom and pop, I guess you can say. And a homemade. So look at this bath bomb. I got like 6 of these and they're very heavy. these bath bombs, but I love taking baths and oh, so cute. They also are known for this popcorn store here, pizza flavored popcorn. They have like, I don't know, 50 different flavors of popcorn, everything you can imagine, all the regular stuff, obviously like kettle corn, caramel, but then they have all these crazy flavors like everything bagel. That was a new one. Nutella, pickle. So I wanted to try a pizza and I had to make a stop at the lavender store. This is lavender. Oh, it smells so good. So this is like a sachet that you put in a laundry hamper or in a closet to freshen it up, soak up, I guess, like moisture, but also it just smells so good. Yeah, let's see, I'm reading. Insect repellent, fragrant alternative to mothballs. Oh, they have lavender-based ointments and creams and other health products, and then like decorative lavender products. It's lovely. So that's what I've been up to in Savannah. Very wholesome, like soccer mom solo trip. So speaking of being like a soccer mom, Last night I was in bed easily by 9 p.m. Just tired, ready to end my day, but I was checking the apps as I do when I'm, traveling to different cities and curious to see who's out there. But I was so ambivalent, I guess, in talking to different guys. And what happens in a town like Savannah when I come here versus living in Miami, certain places when they're a small town and there isn't much happening, right, slower pace, I get way more DMs, basically. But I was so ambivalent. I was comfortable in my bed, all cozy under the sheets. And there were a few guys that were like, do you want to meet up? Da, 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 da. And I was like, I'm good. Maybe tomorrow. But I had this epiphany, which is that I've been on that other end. Like, I've been that boy that's desperately seeking a connection, whether it's a long-term thing or short-term one-night thing. And I was like, this is such an interesting evolution that I've gotten to a place where now I'm that ambivalent guy, because I had a moment where I was like, uh-oh, am I like leading this person on by being responsive? And I go through this struggle of like wanting to be polite and responding, but also you don't want to lead somebody on if literally your plans are to stay in bed. So it was just this interesting observation of, I've been on that side of things. Look at me with the spatula. And now being on the other side. And this has been happening for me the last year or two, of finding myself being in a different role, like a different mindset that I used to criticize. Like, I have always been the one that's like, if you're on these apps, be intention based. And I still feel that I'm that way, that I have a clear intention and I know when I'm interested in somebody and all that stuff. But I'm now more passive, I guess, than I've ever been with these apps. And I think a lot of it does come from just jadedness, but a lot of it too is like, as I get older, the stakes get higher, and I want to be impressed, and I think once you know what excellence looks like in terms of dating, like you've met somebody that really moved you emotionally, intellectually, or sexually even, it's like you want to meet somebody on that level of the barometer next time. And so, interestingly, I'm finding myself now being that person on apps who's more low-key and mellow and not as proactive. And it's just interesting how in life you can evolve to a place where you become somebody that you used to engage with and get frustrated with, but now you get it. Like, now I'm there where you gotta do a lot to get me out of bed before 9 p.m. in Savannah, Georgia on a Sunday night. I do think it's important to be mindful, though, of not falling for the trap of being that person that misleads others, but also of becoming like a hermit where you really need a lot to get you out of, figuratively or literally, out of bed, right? Out of your apartment, out of your hotel, whatever it is. I do try to be mindful of that whole jaded thing and not coming from a place of, this person will probably disappoint me because I already pick up on XYZ pattern that reminds me of this other guy from last year or whatever. So I think this goes back to what I've been picking up on the last few years, which is the importance of balance, right? Like trusting your instincts, setting boundaries, knowing what you want, and knowing when, at least as it pertains to something like dating or connecting with a guy, knowing when to push on the pedal versus pumping the brakes, right? Like knowing when to take chances, when to invest your energy in something or someone versus like always putting your eggs in the basket. But anyway, that's my rant for the day. I don't know if this makes sense to anybody. I'm just sounding off in Savannah. Maybe that's what I'll call this video. Sounding off in Savannah. I like a good alliteration, as you guys might have noticed by now. But I love Savannah. If you've never been, highly recommend you go if you're based in the States and not too far away. Always curious to hear what you guys think. It's my favorite, absolute favorite town in this country. Catch you next time.